up on AgweekTV, we'll meet a team of people traveling across the state of North Dakota on horseback to raise money for cancer. A big international ag bioscience conference comes to the region for the first time. We'll hear why it's important to producers. And we'll show you a new facility designed to improve cattle operations. Welcome to AgweekTV. I'm Shawna Olson. An important event was held in the region this week, highlighting the latest and greatest innovations in ag. It's called the Agricultural Bioscience International Conference, or ABIC. For 20 years, it's been held all over the world, but this was the first time in the U.S. It's considered the premier global meeting promoting innovation in agricultural bioscience.
What a wonderful opportunity to host the first time in the United States here in Fargo, North Dakota, to showcase North Dakota agriculture, upper Midwest agriculture, the fertile soils, the wonderful practices and systems we have in place. I think it's a great way to showcase science, advances in technology, and agriculture all in one.
Hundreds of ag scientists from around the world gathered at the event. Kevin Folta is a molecular biologist and chairman of horticultural sciences at the University of Florida. He talked with Mikkel Pates about finding new ways to make food better with less input and convincing the public it's safe.
Dr. Folta told the audience that they first must win people's hearts before they win their minds.
We have to speak to people in a much different way. We have to first understand what their concerns are, make sure that they understand, that we understand. Then we have to go ahead and talk about things that get us excited about being scientists, the values that we hold, and how those values really do reflect what most people feel in society. At that point, our information can flow, and the data and the statistics have a good logical framework to hang on, and people do change their hearts and minds.
Maybe talk a little bit about what products probably could be there if we didn't have philosophical arguments.
The public has financed, in no small way, huge innovations. And whether it's celiac safe wheat, whether it's peanuts that don't cause allergies, whether it's strawberries that grow without fungicide and without pesticides, whether it's oranges that can survive disease, all these innovations are out there, hundreds of them, thousands of them, yet we don't use them because high cost of deregulation and then the skepticism in the public once it's deregulated.
This business about resistant weeds is the one area that I'm really interested to see how they'll solve.
Well, it's a problem in that every time we create a solution, we're really just creating another mechanism that nature will find a way around. I mean, it's happened with everything. Anytime you have resistance to disease, whether time you have resistance to insects, nature finds a way to come around that block that you've created with technology, whether it's genetic engineering or natural resistance. So it's going to be a continual battle that's going to require more science, not less, more investment, not less, and new innovations in order to keep agriculture sustainable.
Dr. Folta urged the ag science community to always engage in the conversation, but to listen first. For AgweekTV, this is Mikkel Pates.
Another keynote speaker was Greenpeace co-founder, now independent environmentalist, Patrick Moore. He talked with Jonathan Knutson about his vision for a sustainable future.
GMOs are highly controversial. Patrick Moore is a scientist, an environmentalist who strongly supports their use.
People are basically taking advantage of the fact that a very small percentage of the population actually understands DNA and genetics and breeding and all of that. There's always going to be people that will take a new thing that people don't understand and use it to scare them. And that's what we have here. It's as simple as that. There is no devil or ghost in the seed that can harm us. In a way, that's why they focus on the corporation side of things, as if Monsanto is evil. It's not the seeds, it's Monsanto that's evil. But even if Monsanto was evil, as long as the seeds aren't evil, then they're not going to hurt anybody. And you know, these people are trying to improve agriculture. Nobody's going to succeed by making a worse seed, one that doesn't work as well. And now we have these genetically modified varieties that are coming along that benefit humans, not just farmers, but all people who eat. And that includes golden rice to eliminate vitamin A deficiency.
How can golden rice improve the world's nutrition?
I mean, there's nothing bad about essential nutrients. And with golden rice, that's what you're talking about, putting an essential nutrient into a rice that didn't have it before. And that's causing death and blindness among millions of children. Surely that is a better thing to do than to continue with the blindness and death. But you've got Greenpeace and their allies viciously campaigning against golden rice, saying it's fake and that it's an illusion and that it could cause environmental and health problems, which is completely ridiculous. There's no way that beta carotene can cause a health problem. All it can do is cause a health benefit, because you need it to survive. If golden rice was a cure for a disease, like a medicine for malaria, it would have been adopted 10 years ago, as long as it was first proven that it didn't cause more harm than good. But if it killed the malaria fluke and didn't kill the patient, it would be adopted pretty quickly.
Big picture question. Can the world provide enough nutritious, affordable food without biotechnology?
It's pretty hard to imagine how we could feed 9 billion people, which there's going to be before it starts leveling off around the middle of the century, without biotechnology. I mean, it's not just biotechnology, though. It's the whole of precision agriculture and modern farming technology, all the different things that add together. The fertilizers, the pesticides, the genetics, the soil management. It has vastly increased yield. And the best thing about increasing yield, aside from being able to feed more people, is that when you increase the yield, you don't need as much land to grow the same amount of food, and that saves wild nature.
Moore still believes in protecting the environment, but he also believes the environmental movement took a wrong turn. For Ag Week, I'm Jonathan Knutson.
The North Dakota and Minnesota Ag Commissioners talk about the current challenges in agriculture. We'll have more from ABID after this.
My name is Joel Kaler, owner-operator of Kaler Farms in Lidgerwood, North Dakota. We make a patented product called a corn stalk guide. Helps guide corn stalks into the grabs and the chains a lot smoother without losing corn. The corn stalk, when it comes off of our product, it's already on the gathering chain instead of being able to hit that idler. Our product will keep all the wear off the snout and get it to come into the head smoother without bouncing.
When you need electricity way out here, you better get yourself one mighty long extension cord. Or better yet, a portable Honda generator from Home of Economy. Rugged, dependable, and so quiet, you won't miss a sound. Pick one up today at the guaranteed lowest price, only at Home of Economy, where your dollar buys more.
Commitment. You need it to succeed on the farm. It's total dedication to the land, family, and community. It's more than a way to make a living. It's a way of life. You've had it since the first time you ran your hands through the soil, helped bale hay, or rode along in the combine. Your commitment. It's as strong as your family's trust, as honest as each long day you put in, and as pure as the opportunity that comes with every tomorrow. It's how we build our bins. With proven design, superior structural integrity, a lifetime warranty, and a promise to stand with you, no matter what storms come your way. The harvest will always be protected, so you can sell when it's right for you, your family, and your farm. Commitment. It's why we can say, there's nothing standard about superior.
This week on Northland Outdoors, it's an often overlooked early season Minnesota bird hunting opportunity. But if you're missing out on mourning doves, you might be missing one of the most exciting shoots of the year. We'll give a couple of professional shotgun specialists their first shots at this speedy target. Then we travel to western Wisconsin to a camp designed to help kids fall in love with the outdoors. That's all this week on Northland Outdoors.
Welcome back to AgweekTV. We are at the Agriculture Biotechnology International Conference in Fargo at the Fargo Dome, and joining us now is the Minnesota Ag Commissioner, Dave Frederickson. Thanks for joining us here today.
You're very welcome. Good to be here.
What are some of the biggest issues or challenges facing your state in ag for your producers?
Well, right now, obviously, it's profitability. We're really concerned about that. Balance sheets look reasonably good, but cash flow is really tough right now. And that's sort of the 800-pound gorilla in the room, especially when you even talk about technology, because in order for technology to be incorporated, there has to be profitability in agriculture, and unfortunately, profitability is not there right now.
And animal health issues are important to you as well, considering we just came off last year with the avian flu.
Yes, they sure are. We had a significant loss in the Midwest, Iowa, with something in excess of 25 million birds. We were hit with about a 9 million bird loss, both turkeys and chickens. We look to the new diagnostic lab, for example, in Wilmer, that will assist us in making sure that we're on the right track when it comes to response to disasters like high-path avian influenza.
Joining us now is North Dakota Ag Commissioner Doug Goring. And Doug, what are some of the main issues that you want to focus on for your state, or that should be focused on?
Agriculture is sometimes very good at conveying these are our problems, what type of solutions exist out there. One thing about technology and research is it takes a long time. This isn't something that, oh yeah, we identified the problem, next year we're going to have it solved. In many cases, you might have decades that you're going to have to invest into this. And so you have land-grant universities. You also have the private sector that are working to address some of these issues, but they're also investing. And they have to spend those dollars wisely and well, and I know those are real big challenges.
You talked about government regulation, maybe too much regulation sometime?
That's always been the big problem, and it seems to be getting worse. Many times there's these perceived problems that exist, and they think by regulating it to the lowest common denominator, we're going to solve the problem. In many cases, they're creating unintended consequences. There are unrealistic expectations sometimes that are placed upon agriculture, and when that happens, the net effect can be production, it could be economics. You could really hurt agricultural production. You could hurt farmers and ranchers in their ability to continue to provide food, feed, fiber, and fuel for our nation, for our consuming population.
Doug Goring, Ag Commissioner of North Dakota, thanks for joining us today.
You bet. Thank you.
Coming up next on AgweekTV, a check on your agri-weather forecast. And later, we'll take you on a trip across the state on horseback, all to raise money for charity.
Skag, the toughest name in lawnmowers. Unmatched quality and performance for over 3 decades. The clear choice, the best mower money can buy for work or at home. Top lawn care professionals and discerning homeowners know that Skag means productivity and reliability. Every Skag mower is proudly built right here in the USA. Don't settle for anything less than simply the best. Skag.
Contact your nearest dealer or call North Country Marketing.
Where do you go for the latest news in agriculture? Agweek Magazine. Reaching over 30,000 farmers and ranchers in North Dakota, Minnesota, South Dakota, and Montana. Agweek provides the most up-to-date information on the markets, the trends, and the people who make it all happen. We're your source for news, not fluff. Dependable, trusted, Agweek. Subscribe today by calling 1-800-811-2580.
Advanced biofuel for America's diesel engines is clean burning and made from renewable sources like soybean oil. Biodiesel fuel works in any diesel engine, reducing emissions, helping us breathe cleaner air. Biodiesel adds value to North Dakota soybeans, creating jobs, improving the environment, increasing our energy independence. Biodiesel, it starts with soybeans It's fueling America.
It's time to demand more. With Micro Essentials, you get more from every acre. Through our fusion technology, only Micro Essentials combines 4 vital nutrients into one powerful granule, ensuring uniform nutrient distribution and increased nutrient uptake. The innovation behind our fusion technology means you'll grow stronger, healthier plants. Micro Essentials. Get more from every acre.
AgweekTV weather is brought to you by Kaler Farms.
Weather portion of Ag Week now. You know, the more things have changed the last couple of months, the more they have stayed the same. Another round of flooding rains in the upper Midwest, parts of the Great Plains the last week, and potential for more rainfall here the next few days. The pattern continues to be warmer than average, so it's that combination of warm and wet that really started itself in the earlier part of summer and continues now as we get through the mid part of September. In this particular round, it's high humidity. Not so much like high summertime humidity in the northern plains, but from about South Dakota, southern Minnesota southward, it's been a lot like summer the last few days, and more of that on the way. What's happened is this: the jet stream pattern has gone into a very high amplitude pattern across North America. And this particular part has done a couple of things. It's brought a low pressure system off the west coast, and this lower part of the jet has tapped into the residual moisture from a weak tropical system which moved ashore in California late last week. And that tropical moisture is one of the reasons why we've been seeing so much rainfall. Well, this low now in a weakened state will continue to meander through the central plains. I don't think it has the punch that it did over the weekend and late last week, but it's still going to be probably some wet weather for parts of the Great Plains, maybe the northern Great Plains. And notice also the primary jet really is cut off from this little circulation, and that's going to keep the Arctic air and the cold weather pretty well stuck up in the Arctic. So the pattern across much of the central and northern United States will be not only a fairly wet one, but also a fairly warm one. All week long, this low is going to slowly track east. As it finally moves east, potential is there for warm, but maybe a little bit drier weather for at least a few days. Here's what we're looking at. First of all, as we go to the forecast, in terms of temperatures, and in general, just as over the next 2 weeks, I'm expecting a lot of above average weather over the central and eastern United States. The only place that will be cool, I think, will be the Rocky Mountains. But from the southwest through the south up through the Middle West, some above average temperatures. And in terms of rainfall, this week will continue to be fairly wet. First of all, tropical moisture continues in the southeast this time of year. Much of the western United States, I think, will be quite dry this week. There will be areas of fairly heavy rainfall from the northern Great Plains, the Great Lakes, back down through the Middle West as far as this week goes. Next week, it still will be wet, hopefully not quite as consistently wet in the northern plains, but the potential is there. The west coast area is still looking pretty dry. Tropical moisture down along the Gulf, and hopefully things will slow down, but it still looks like a wet 2-week period for much of the northern plains. So here we are in the middle of fall, still looking at the potential for heavy rain. The Arctic air is stuck up in the north, so the first half of fall looks wet. The second half, probably a bit drier, but we'll see.
This week on Northland Outdoors, it's an often overlooked early season Minnesota bird hunting opportunity. But if you're missing out on mourning doves, you might be missing one of the most exciting shoots of the year. We'll give a couple of professional shotgun specialists their first shots at this speedy target. Then we travel to western Wisconsin to a camp designed to help kids fall in love with the outdoors. That's all this week on Northland Outdoors.
Where do you go for the latest news in agriculture? AgWeek Magazine. Reaching over 30,000 farmers and ranchers in North Dakota, Minnesota, South Dakota, and Montana. AgWeek provides the most up-to-date information on the markets, the trends, and the people who make it all happen. We're your source for news, not fluff. Dependable, trusted. AgWeek. Subscribe today by calling 1-800-811-2580.
When there's work to be done, the right equipment matters. Get it at your Work Gear HQ, home of economy. We are North Dakota's #1 source for muck, Ariat, Rocky, Timberland, Keen, and Wolverine work boots. Soft and steel toe, pull on and lace up. You need them? We've got them at the guaranteed lowest price. Today and every day at your Work Gear HQ.
Home of economy, where your dollar buys more.
My name's Joel Kaler, owner-operator of Kaler Farms in Lidgerwood, North Dakota. We make a patented product called the Cornstalk Guide. Helps guide corn stalks into the grabs and the chains a lot smoother without losing corn. The corn stalk, when it comes off of our product, it's already on the gathering chain instead of being able to hit that idler. Our product will keep all the wear off the snout and get it to come into the head smoother without bouncing.
How did we become the region's largest independent seed company? By taking a very simple but powerful stand. We will sell no seed that we wouldn't be happy to plant on our own farm. Peterson Farm Seed. Stand tall.
3 people saddled up and rode across North Dakota on horseback to raise money and awareness for a cause near to their hearts. The ride is called Cowboy Up, Journey for a Cure.
Me and Bruce have talked about doing this trip a few times, and we finally decided it's time we better do it.
That's when Scott Olerud, Bruce Vandeninde, and his wife Carol decided to hit the road on their horses. We caught up with them as they unloaded.
All for the love of horses.
And saddled up. The plan? Travel 373 miles on horseback across the state of North Dakota from border to border.
We'll be averaging about 25 miles a day. And we are going to rotate horses. We're bringing extra horses, so we're going to switch out horses. My personal horse, he's 25 years old, but he's in real good shape, so he's ready.
It's more than just a 16-day ride.
We want to make a difference.
It's a journey to raise awareness and money for cancer.
We're doing this for those who've had cancer, for those loved ones that have to help and watch those people go through that, and those that died. Sorry.
For Carol, it's personal.
I put my sister and my brother on my horse. They both passed away from cancer, and I have my mother on the other side, who's my survivor side, which ironically is one person, and she's had it 3 times and she's currently in full remission.
The voyage is designed to raise money for the Ron Ramirez Cancer Center in Fargo.
They treated my family members, so it's kind of a family hospital for us, unfortunately.
Sure. I was lucky enough to get to tag along for a few miles on my horse, Gunner.
And we're on the first leg of the trip. You have 15 more days to go.
I know. Hopefully I can make it to Castleton. It's not easy for those that have cancer, so the last thing I want to do is whine them when I get sore.
Riders are encouraged to join on any portion of the trip.
It's fun to see all the support and your friends coming out to join you here on this first leg.
Yeah, it is. It's amazing. You know, a lot of people are taking off 2 weeks of work or 3 weeks, and that's asking a lot, you know.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
You don't have to ride a horse. You don't even have to be into horses to be involved with this. You can do the silent auction, the bake sale, the dance, come for supper, and even if you don't even do none of that, just being there shows those that we care, and we're here no matter what the event is, that we're here for you.
The ride ends this weekend at the Montana border. They had 16 stops along the route, with most of them holding a fundraiser. If you'd like to donate, you can check them out on Facebook at Cowboy Up, Journey for a Cure. Up next on AgweekTV, we'll show you a new state-of-the-art research facility dedicated to improving cattle operations around the region.
This week on Northland Outdoors, it's an often overlooked early season Minnesota bird hunting opportunity. But if you're missing out on mourning doves, you might be missing one of the most exciting shoots of the year. We'll give a couple of professional shotgun specialists their first shots at this speedy target. Then we travel to western Wisconsin to a camp designed to help kids fall in love with the outdoors. That's all this week on Northland Outdoors.
My name's Joel Kaler, owner-operator of Kaler Farms in Lidgerwood, North Dakota. We make a patented product called a cornstalk guide. Helps guide corn stalks into the grabs and the chains a lot smoother without losing corn. The corn stalk, when it comes off of our product, it's already on the gathering chain instead of being able to hit that idler. Our product will keep all the wear off the snout and get it to come into the head smoother without bouncing.
This is Dennis Beliski reminding you we do auctions and we do them well. You've built your operation with hard work, and when it's time to sell, all or part, you deserve the best. Details from repairs and preparation to promotion and settlements are not routine. Chances are you'll only do this once, so we'll tailor an auction just for you and get it done right. On-site at your farm or added to one of our highly successful Alaris Center auctions, we have the skill, reputation, and integrity to meet your needs with best-in-class commitment and quality service. Find us at resourceauction.com or call 701-757-4015.
Where do you go for the latest news in agriculture? AgWeek Magazine. Reaching over 30,000 farmers and ranchers in North Dakota, Minnesota, South Dakota, and Montana. AgWeek provides the most up-to-date information on the markets, the trends, and the people who make it all happen. We're your source for news, not fluff. Dependable, trusted. AgWeek. Subscribe today by calling 1-800-811-2580.
The new cow-calf education and research facility is open at South Dakota State University. It replaces the 50-year-old original building, which was destroyed by a fire. AgWeek's Michelle Rook explains what it will mean for the region's cattle industry.
The teaching and research done here at the new cow-calf unit at South Dakota State University will have a positive impact on the state's cattle industry.
Strong industry support was reflected at the dedication of the $6 million state-of-the-art facility.
It's the newest, finest cattle research facility in the United States, probably the world.
It features an 80-seat classroom for training students, and the calving and working areas allow industry instruction on animal care and low-stress handling.
We have a bud box with a 2-into-1 alley into a very nice $28,000 silencer hydraulic chute.
The monoslope barn has water intake monitoring and 48 electronic feed bunks for nutrition research.
We've got a really efficient individual feeding system in place where we can track feed intake, we can apply individual animal treatments and capture all of that data and do it really efficiently.
And those research findings will improve the profitability of cattle production in the region for years to come. In Brookings, I'm Michelle Rook reporting for AgWeek.
The unit was built with industry and individual donations. Thanks for watching this week's edition of AgWeek TV. Remember, for all your ag news, go to agweek.com. We'll see you next week.